Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wynncraft Podcast, the podcast where we discuss the latest and greatest of Wynn. Joining us today, it's just TurboStratus and me, Olanis10. We don't have a guest today, and we've also lost a member, which will be our first topic of discussion. So, Phantom Baka, one of the founders of this podcast, have left Minecraft, Wynncraft, Discord, everything for good. Now, Turbo, since you were the original creator of this podcast, what is your view of losing a member of the team?
I think it's a shame to see him leave. Although in the end, obviously, I think it's good that he decided to leave. Like he wanted to leave, and I think because of the fact that he wanted to leave, it was good. Like, yeah, shame to see him leave, but it's for the best. And hopefully, if we see him back, if he decides to return, that'll be fantastic.
Yeah. On a more happier note, we also gained a new podcaster member, not a podcast guest anymore. Mr. Sebelonian. He has been promoted, we could say, to be a member of the podcaster team and no longer a guest. Although he's not here today, but he will probably
Hopefully
be with us in the future.
in a future episode, hopefully, yes.
Yeah.
One day the trio will be united from this horrible schedule.
Yeah. That's why we're so late with this new episode of ours. We were supposed to record it like the 3rd of January. Yeah. It didn't work out because we're all too busy at times with work, school, all of that. Anyways, moving on to today's topics. We're in a not only a new year now, we're also in a new decade. And a new year and a new decade means new possibilities for Wynncraft. And I thought we could discuss that topic today.
But yeah, so gosh, it still kind of feels weird, like the fact that it's 2020, like that one decade's been shut off. At least that's how it feels in my mind. But do you think 2020, in terms of the decade or this year for you in Wynn, do you think it's going to be any different to your previous times in Wynn, or do you think it'll be pretty similar?
Like this year and this year I will be graduating the Swedish equivalent of high school, which is 1 year later than American high school, and it's like the British upper secondary school, and then it's off to university.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, so
You're gonna be making big movements.
I don't know. It has become very stressful with school and so many big life decisions to be made, and I'm not quite sure how that will affect my life as a whole. So basically, I'm trying to focus more on an everyday basis instead of a long-term planning of sorts, because I cannot know what will happen. So I just try to play as much as I can, but I'm not sure what will happen with my free time. Hopefully it won't affect it too much, but I'm not sure.
I think it's going to be pretty I think it'll be pretty similar as long as there's no big downsides. Like as long as nothing big that screws me over. For example, recently through the past couple of days, I've had really bad lag on both of the Wynncraft servers on the EU and the US, which has of course really badly affected my ability to play and record. But I'm just hoping that's just like a little dip and it'll only be temporary. So So, for example, if something like that screwed me over for like quite a few weeks or months, then that would
Mm.
definitely negatively affect me a lot in 2020. But if not, then hopefully it's fine. I'm just hoping it's a coincidence, but there's that gut feeling of me
Yeah.
that says that they've made some kind of big change that's caused this lag to happen. Because it's like a sudden change, which has got
Mm.
me a little bit worried. But other than that, I think it'll be pretty good. I think because of how things Wynncraft feels a lot different to me than it did before. I think the way I view Wynncraft and myself and like the way I'm thinking when I'm playing the game is very different to before 2020, before I had the media rank and stuff,
Mm.
and like when I first started my channel, just like it was just like nothing but the Speedy Boy stuff, and like
Yeah.
that's all I had going for me. And then
There's more
a lot
pressure now, you would say.
yeah, a lot has changed. A lot has changed, and I guess I'm just more focused on the side of just being an entertainer and trying
Yeah.
to like have a good time myself, just sort of like focusing on my life, but also still like doing a bit of Wingcraft and stuff, but
Mm.
just making sure like I make the right decisions and work smart and just have a good life. And speaking of right decisions, I think it's really interesting that Shots decided to leave. I also think it's a
Mm.
shame, and there's one thing I do feel bad about, and that's on his forums post. He tagged lots of people who he really liked and stuff, and I thought he didn't tag me, which is a
Mm.
horrible mistake I made because I didn't get the notification. So I was like, okay, he didn't tag me. Fair enough. I'm
Mm.
not worthy of being tagged because I haven't really been close to him or anything. And then
Same.
you, Elidas, you, Elidas, saw that I was tagged, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was tagged. No, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, just from our live audience, we've gotten information from Pepe that apparently he'll be back in a month. And
Oh,
if that really is the case, that would be absolutely fantastic. What are
then
your
we don't
thoughts on
have
this,
to
Elidas?
feel too ashamed that we both missed that we were tagged. We were
Yeah.
tagged next to each other. That's like we both missed it. Somehow we did not get a notification because I always keep tracks on all my alerts because I check the
Same.
forums all the time. I'm not addicted at all. Um, but yeah, it's sad seeing a I would say influencer, but that term sounds like he's an Instagram model. I don't know, he probably is, but I haven't seen that side of shots. Um, but someone with such huge influence leaving, um, it is sad to see because like even though the team of WinTubers is like we're not all like closely connected. We don't hang out all the time. Or you guys just do that without me. I have no clue.
Nah, don't worry, you're
Don't
not
tell
missing out
me.
at all. We're all
But
disconnected.
we're still like a team.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can feel like really lonely. Like when Mr. Sablonia left, and then Hippie became very inactive. It felt like it was
Oh, I know.
so empty and lonely. And
Oh, I know what you
then
mean. Yeah.
yeah, and then around the update last year, we started seeing a few more active people. One shots being one of them with his dungeon videos, always so hilarious. So
Yeah.
it's sad to lose a member of the team. Um, Especially someone with who has so rapidly become so popular within the community. Um, Now it sounds like I'm saying that WinTubers matter more, uh, because there's always people leaving. If I understand, but like I don't know, some it's someone that I know of that has left the community, and it's always sad. It's like with Phantom. He was a friend of mine, and now he left. Quite suddenly as well. And I don't know. It's you gain friends in the community, but then you also lose some, which is always sad.
Yeah.
Um,
It's definitely a shame to see both of them leave. But if either of you are happening to watch Fish Shots or Phantom, if you ever want to come back, we'll always be welcoming you with open arms.
yes. Not
Yeah.
only us two, but the entire
Everyone,
community.
yes,
Yeah.
everyone. The whole community will be.
The community has
Yeah.
become so welcoming now.
Yeah, like if listen, like if either of you post a video, this is what the whole community will be like. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll all be gassed. They'll be really excited, but no pressure. You don't need to pressure yourself,
Yeah,
of
see?
course. No
Like,
pressure, but the welcome arms are there anytime.
it's like
It's
with
just
Mr. Sebulonian. He was
yeah,
gone for three years, but people still recognized him when he logged back on. Not as many though, but he still has all his. Well, he lost like 2,000 subs, but he still has 6,000. Like, once you've entered the community, like, we're not gonna let you go that easily. Because we're all sad loaders on the internet.
we need your attention. No,
Yeah.
it's the secret. The secret truth. All the YouTubers are all puppies looking for attention,
Yeah.
but we're good puppies.
Yeah. Speaking about WinTubers and all of that, you and Yoshi's Worlds, or Yoshi's World, not words, both got the media rank on the same day, a few days back.
Ah,
How does that feel?
it felt so good when I got the media rank. Like, literally, it was just another day, just playing Wynncraft, just in the middle of my stuff, and just some random dude messages me, and then just like literally when I just saw like it go pink, I was like, oh my god, just went, just like the most overexcited celebration in my room, just like yeah, oh, it was absolutely amazing getting the YouTube ranks, like yes. So I was just so happy, and yeah, really awesome for Yoshi as well, and heard Yoshi got it as well. Just like yeah, baby, both got the rank at the same time. I'm surprised Yoshi didn't get the rank much earlier on because he had 1K subs for a very long time.
Yeah.
But then yeah, it's really still really cool that we both got the rank at the same time. And from the live live audience, life would never be the same with your pink name. Yeah, I got a comment on that on my forums as well. People freaking out over the pink name. It's a deadly curse and also a wonderful medicine. Okay.
It is the greatest feeling of like euphoria, achievement, like everything is just coming together.
Yeah, just exactly. Yeah, it's just like validate. It's just like the best way of just like validating all of your efforts. That's how it felt. Yeah.
But you guys deserve it, and if Shots still was a part, I think he would also have received the rank because I think he also deserves it.
Yeah.
It's not always about numbers. Looking at me, that becomes quite apparent because I did not have the numbers when I got the rank. It's more about like the work you do for the community, like how much of influence you have in the community. Like if you're an important player in the community and it's not gonna be like weird giving you the rank, they're gonna give it like, well, that sounds like you can have 50 subs as long as someone loves you. That's not the case. There's of course
certain
if
limit.
you
Just think 70% numbers, 30% awesomeness.
yeah
As long as you I'd say like
90% awesomeness for me though, because I did not have that. I'm so glad that both of you guys did not break my record. No one has the K. Shots can't do that. K Maxi can't do that. My record. Yeah. But having received the YouTuber / media rank, are there any like visible differences in you going about playing Wynn?
Not that significant at first. It felt like there was a big difference, just the feeling of the purple name tag, of course, and like pressing tab so many times just to see the purple name tag, and like the being able to vanish as the YouTuber, that's fun as well.
Yeah.
Although I don't use it too. I use it like a little bit, don't use it too much. I like
Mm,
using it when like I'm just like roaming around with my speed stuff because it means that like
yeah,
it's just one thing that I was really happy for because because I'm always invisible, not only with the assassin vanish spell, but also with like the vanish command from the YouTube rank. It means every single person who plays Wynncraft, they are no longer vulnerable to being flexed on. So basically,
yeah.
it's a great move, not just for me, but it's great for everyone as well because no longer I can no longer flex on everyone. I
There
can now
are
be more humble and a more decent human being to the community.
you can't flex enough. Well,
I
you're
worded that really badly.
flexing. Being invisible is a flex on itself.
Yeah, but
Like you guys can't see me. I'm too awesome.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, I worded that so badly, but I think I got the point across. The
Anyways,
end of the
yeah,
end of flexing. No more
yeah.
flexing.
There are of course drawbacks with that command, because you won't see when the person who uses the hide command is online. No one can see that. They can't see you
Oh
on tab.
yeah,
They can't see you on friend list. But somehow I saw when Sebelonian logged on, but then it said that he was hidden. I guess it's because I also have the rank, so for me, it's the game kind. It
maybe.
could be like that. The game says like he's hidden, and we know that you have the command, so you can like see that he has used it because he logged on and it said like within parentheses there was this red H for hidden, and then it said your friend Sebelonian just logged on world something something.
Interesting.
But there are faults with the command itself, which I actually realized on my hunted let's play, because someone who couldn't actually attack me because he was too high of a level, but someone was like chasing me, and I did slash hide,
Oh,
and
you're
it worked. Like he
a
couldn't see me,
cheeky
right?
rebel.
Like I became invisible. And for you guys who don't know much about the command, it's a command that is slash hide, and you become invisible for other players, not for mobs, but for players both
Yeah,
in world, spells and all of that, also on the tab, all of that. Um,
yeah.
and
Basically, like,
yeah,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut in. You can go.
yeah, like vanish that the moderators use, but they have a different version. It's not the same command. They have slash vanish. We have slash hide.
Ah,
But the thing about that is that because a week prior or something, someone wrote a thread about faults with the hunted mode, that you could still use mob disguises, because someone hid as a chicken and killed a dude who didn't realize it was a player, because you look for players when you're hunted, not a chicken.
yeah.
So he got slaughtered, and he wrote a long thread about that being, unbalanced. Because it should be like fair, because not everyone, yes, everyone can get a crate,
Yeah.
technically,
Of
a
course, I
free
never
one.
thought. Yeah, I
But
never
like,
thought. Oh,
yeah, he said it was pay to win, basically.
yeah, that's crazy. I
Yeah.
never even thought of that. Not even once. Yeah, the chicken disguise that's so overpowered because
Mm,
the small hitbox. Oh gosh,
and
it's just gonna start seeing. Is it just like sometime in 2021 there'll just be
but also
Wynncraft
when you
hunted
sneak, like if you sneak,
the name tag.
in a name
Yeah.
tag, you will look like any animal, like spider or
Oh my
something.
gosh, that's overpowered.
Yeah,
Just there's like chickens everywhere, just like attacking each other.
yeah.
Like parts. Oh god, that sounds so chaotic.
So the
Yeah.
issue with that is that I could still use slash hide, because that is beyond unfair, because I can kill everyone and they can't see me, right?
Exactly.
It's not paid to win though, because I haven't paid for the rank,
It's just
but
evil win.
it's just so unbalanced. So I wrote this bug report, and uh, the quality assurance had me test, because I didn't test it. I I just wrote on the basis that I could use the command. But they asked me to like, okay, can check, and I checked with help from a friend, and I become invisible when I'm in hunted mode, and I use /hide. Now /hide, of course, has a use for us media rank players because I don't know, what if we get followed, stream sniped? It's to prevent like being crowded by people. I'm guessing. I'm not sure.
It's just like a nice quality of life thing.
Yeah.
One thing I like using it for is sometimes sometimes there are times where I just feel maybe like well, I just don't quite feel right. Like I feel like a little bit stressed or something, and sometimes
Yeah.
having like the access to the vanish just to allow me to sort of be like completely invisible. It's just it kind of works as like a temporary way of just like getting an extra teeny little boost of just confidence in the moment, so
Yeah.
I can get like a good quality recording out and just sort of
And if
just sort of like loosen my shoulders a little bit just for the moment because it's sort of like the self consciousness
yeah.
or like yeah, just like stress and anxiety. But then of course in the end of course in the end though that's not like the way you should go by like getting rid of it. But it's just like a handy little helper just for getting the recording sorted. And then I also love using it for getting thumbnails. So a lot of the times what I'll do to get a YouTube thumbnail is I'll just walk out to somewhere random in the Wynncraft world and then I'll just go full screen, set my FOV to 70, which is the default, and then I'll just take a screenshot of the landscape, and sometimes I'll do a few of them. So I just have a bunch of them stored so I can use them anytime to like edit a thumbnail or like make a new one for each video. How about you? How do you use it at all for much?
like I'm not sure if this happens much for you because I haven't like I don't know like how it affects everyone else, but like sometimes you can get a lot of messages in game, and I'm am one of those who have that standard of always trying to reply because I get annoyed when I have previously watched others who never replied. I thought that was like really like impolite to do. So I always try to reply to people. But it's like sometimes if they can't see that you're online, they're they're not gonna send messages. So it's a good like I'm not breaking my moral values of not replying because they're not sending anything because they can't see that I'm online. I'm a massive hypocrite. But yeah,
Oh, well, it's quite.
it can sometimes it brings a moment of peace sometimes when you just want to you know hide. We can
Yeah,
smell
it's
when
just.
you're online.
Oh
Thanks,
gosh,
audience.
it
Um,
just
yeah, they know everything.
are gonna get a few
Yeah,
as we slowly gain more
yeah,
fans. We'll occasionally get the occasional fan who will just have that spidey sense.
yeah.
Oh, but yeah, it is smart what you said, and I was going to say something else, but I forgot. But don't worry about that.
I'm not sure if they have fixed the thing with /hide as a hunted, because
I
knowing
don't think.
now, I'm not gonna use /hide when I'm in my let's play. But it's more, and I don't think any media rank player would do that because why? Like, we're very few, to be honest. There's a lot that I don't know about. Like, if you pop on the Wynncraft Discord, there's at least like 5 media rank players you've never heard about. That is, or is that just me?
Oh yeah, I get that a few times. Yeah. Oh,
It's
that's
like
always such
it's
a.
WinTubers that I know, not like those who
Yeah, it's
make a
like.
video and never return.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some. It's like there's some I know and some I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, like right now, I have to admit, I've done that quite a lot. Where after getting the rank on forums and Discord, I just go onto the
mm,
Wynncraft Discord and then set my status to online just so I can see myself along all
mm,
the other media rank players. But yeah, so
yeah,
right now there's me and you, and there's Icebreaker who is a recognized WinTuber, but then there's a couple of other two who have the rank, but
yeah,
I've I've never really heard of them.
yeah. The second one on the list is from the Game Gurus. 10,000 subs, I think. Yes, I know everything about my opponents. No.
Oh, your fellow rivals.
Yeah.
Sleepy Dog. Oh, I've definitely heard about him, and
Yeah, I interrupted his stream once.
I
It was
I do have a very small history of him. This is before like this is back when I had like 200 subs and all I was, and there was like a much heavier emphasis on just the speed.
yeah.
And oh, welcome new person to the audience. And yeah, I remember watching a lot of the times I was always bored, and I loved watching just random people playing Wynncraft streams and stuff. And it was always really fun just listening to their voice. And sometimes I'd pull like little pranks on them where like I'd disguise as an animal and then like I'd just run past them. So like Bart knows
Oh,
what's going on, the OG fan. And so on like the streamer screen, they'd just see like a sheep or a pig or a spider run past their screen. And I love doing that to quite a lot of streamers. The only bad thing is that some of them don't enjoy it. Like some of them do find it annoying. Although whenever that did happen, I'd always just go away. But I remember Sleepy Dog. He was quite a nice person. I remember he was streaming regularly, and I always loved joining in his stream. And to be honest, I think I did do it too many times. I think I killed the joke because I basically invaded his streams so many times. But he was always a really nice guy, and it was nice listening to his streams and helped him out a little bit.
I don't keep up much with streamers, to be honest, because
Not
like once you and K Maxi were streaming both at the same time, and I was using the podcast account to check up on you both, and I was going between just spamming in the chat. But like, I don't know. Back in the day, Sebelonian had his 5-hour live stream to from going from level 1 to 100.
Yeah, I heard about that one as well.
I was in that.
Oh, were you? That's
Yeah,
great.
and it's
Uh,
the okay. So there's this. I'm bragging now. So there's this great moment
all
where
right.
when like 20 people are killing Amadel for him, and he's just looking out on the crowd and saying like, "Look at all of these guys. They're so lawyer? No, loyal. They're awesome. Like, thanks guys for helping." And in that like pan on everyone who's fighting, you if you look close, you can see like Olinus 10 running around.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's nice. Uh,
Back in the day, that was so like that was the greatest moment because I was so like a small YouTuber.
Yeah, that must have felt great. Just like,
Yeah.
yeah, getting in Sevalonian. Yeah, back in the heydays, there's like Sevalonian was just like, yeah, he was just like. I mean, I guess he was like the indisputable number one. That's what it felt
Yeah.
like. Apart from Hippie as well,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, God, I used to love watching Sevalonian. And yeah, and another question from the live audience. Yeah, if any question about the streams, I okay, yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. Yeah, I think I did get reported once for speed hacking. Falsely, I would never actually speed hack, I just use speed builds. But yeah, I remember I was just running around and then the moderator messaged me and I was like, hold up. And
Yeah.
then yeah, asked him about it and then thankfully I feel like I've already talked about this before. I'm
We
not
have.
sure. Okay. I'll do like 5 second summary. Moderator messaged me. I asked him, do I have to prove anything? He was like, nah, he had mind reading powers, so he just knew I was legit. That's basically the quick summary. And then, yeah, you can check out episode 2 for the whole story about that fun little story. And I have no idea where the timestamp is, so good luck on finding it. I'm sorry.
Just listen through all of it.
Yeah, if it was popular enough, I could do like one video on that story, but I feel like it would be a short one,
We could
like one
reenact it.
minute, 2 minute video maybe.
We could reenact it.
Yes,
Ask Burnett for help
yes,
or
that would be
Alexander or
great.
something.
Yeah.
Do you know many moderators?
Uh, I wouldn't say I really know any moderators. I have there's like some that I like. There's some that
You
like
have
I know of.
contacts. You have a
I wouldn't say
network.
like I have like an. I wouldn't really say no. There's just some moderators who like I like, and I feel like yeah, I like them, or like I feel comfortable around them. Like with the fish, I like him, and then
Yeah.
sarcasm. He's like really respectful and
With the
nice.
fish is kind.
Yeah, with the
Toy
fish.
is also nice.
Yeah, he's decent. I think I haven't really talked with him much. I think if I had to say like right now, this is just my personal opinion. I don't want to start a war on the moderators, but with my personal opinion, I think right now with the fish has got to be the number one moderator. I love him. No
Well,
homo.
I used to
He
have
just
two favorite moderators. It sounds
oh
that they're not in that anymore. It's just that it was Stag and Burnett. But Stag left. It was so sad. I was like,
that's
I asked him for help with something, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, I left." I was like, "No,
oh
why
gosh
did you
how
leave?" It's some when the CT and like the staff members when they leave, it's more sad than when we leave because they
when
just
we
seem
leave.
so more
That's right.
important.
That's right. When we leave, it's just like no one cares. Oh,
Yeah,
you stop making videos,
yeah,
scum,
yeah.
scum. Throw me
Except
the
you
rubbish
shots.
tip.
Except you shots.
Except shots.
You. Yeah.
Except shots.
He
Yeah,
matters.
shots and Phantom are the exception. They get all the levels.
Mm, yeah.
Oh yeah, and I was gonna say, I feel bad for forgetting about
Okay.
Stag now.
Here they're making a list here. Toy. Yeah. Obviously toy. Nagisa. Fish. Selvit. Oh, Selvage. Selvit. Isn't he like an OG? There are some
Salvage.
that are there's some that are new and there's some that are like have been here forever.
Yeah, there's a fair share of new. There's a fair share of Zoomer and Boomer moderators.
Yeah, like
I think.
Headset O.
Yeah, he's been
He's
there for a
old.
long
Yeah.
time. Yeah, headset zero.
Mm,
Yeah, I feel bad for forgetting about Stag until you mentioned him because I
mm,
remember asking him for help with a couple of things as well.
yeah.
He was nice as well.
Yeah.
And then yeah, Burnett is nice as well.
Yeah, Burnett is really kind. Wind Niam. Are we listing all moderators here?
I think at this point we're basically just going for every single
I
moderator.
don't I okay, so I have very few contacts in
Same.
like I have a very close circle of people. Not that I know because I never like I never hang around with the community. I'm always like outside looking in it. Like I don't know.
I know how you feel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't get involved too much. I know people. It's not that I've never talked with anyone like
Mm.
ever. So it's like for me, it's not like friends because friends they're like the definition is different. But I have a few that I know, and a few that I always like bother.
Yeah, I feel the same. That's how it feels for me with the community. It's like, it's just like there's like some bunch of people who sort of like I sort of know of them and I like them. It's like, oh yeah, I like them. They're nice people. Oh yeah, he's a nice person. He's a nice person as well.
Yeah,
But like at the moment, I don't have anyone who is just like who I'm just like really close with. Who is just like, oh yeah, this is a really close pal of mine.
try
That's like this
fish.
person's like bestie. Can like fully trust them. Just like yeah. So you like wouldn't go out with them for like a beer or something.
Hey, we play Minecraft together. Wanna hang out? Go to blog. Mods on friends list. Hi, you'll help me now. Mods out of friend list. Hey mod, what is blob sweat? Yeah.
So, rewinding a teeny little bit back, I don't think we've talked about New Year's Eve or New Year's Day or
Oh
Christmas
yeah.
on the podcast. So, how did you spend your time on those days? Was it in Wynncraft or outside of Wynncraft or?
Christmas I had to celebrate with the family, sadly. No, it was
Classic.
fun. New Year's was like very much different because I don't know. The only thing about New Year's is that you perhaps eat something and then you wait for midnight to happen. So, and I had the working shift on New Year's because we get extra payment. Like double the salary because
Damn,
it's New
nice.
Year's. So I was like, I can take that shift because I have no life. Everyone else didn't want to because they couldn't work because they were going out partying. Not my cup of tea. So I took the working shift and I worked, and then I came home, ate, and then I celebrated New Year's with my best friend on Wynncraft up until midnight because then I had to just leave my room for 5 minutes to be like, yeah, New Year's is a thing, and then I went back and sat here at my computer again on Wynncraft. well, no life. We just spend it
It's
on.
all right. That was for like that's pretty much been the case for like a lot of my past New Year's. This for me, my Christmas and New Year's was slightly different because it was the first time like I was living like away from my parents. But on both of those times, I just visited home, and it was nice. It felt different because I have like a computer, not a laptop. So when I visited my family, it was just like I was just like completely away from my computer. So yeah, it's like
Tough, right?
yeah yeah the only access to Wynncraft I had was just like on my phone. So it's just like phone
Oh
Wynncraft,
yeah,
and then
phone Wynncraft, your
yeah,
video.
that's a good one. Oh, if I was real, that would be great. Yeah, I was like not sure as to how like whether people would actually fall for it or not. So like
Mm.
I was thinking as like
I have
what to
some
call the
ideas
title.
how to like make it almost impossible to tell. And we'll take that after the
Interesting.
podcast because you guys aren't supposed to hear that.
That's gonna go in our list of secret plans for the
Yeah.
evil secret plans for
Yeah.
world domination.
Putting that on that channel right now. You had no access to win on those
Yeah,
occasions.
pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of nice. It was kind of mad, but it was kind of nice at the same time because yeah, it was nice spending time with my siblings
Yeah.
and saying hello to my parents and stuff. Even though we weren't like super close and like we didn't have
Yeah.
like the super like most closest relationship, but like
Mm.
it's good. Like
Yeah.
it's decent between us. That's the best way to
Yeah.
summarize it. I don't want to
Yeah.
make it too
Yeah.
personal.
Yeah.
Gotta yeah
But
yeah.
like I guess it's kind of good that you didn't have access because if you like had access, you have an excuse to like not hang out. For me, it's like,
Yeah,
okay, let's just sit here and in 5 minutes I can hop on with it again. Like,
yeah, yeah.
so
Even
yeah.
that is still better than me in the past years. I, like
Mm.
literally wouldn't take a break. Like I just like,
Oh,
oh, it's the New Year's when it's like
ab-
30 minutes past
yeah.
midnight or something.
About New Year's Eve on Wynncraft.
Uh,
I did an oopsie.
oh no, what's the oopsie
So
about?
I was shouting, right? I shouted like when it was past midnight. I shouted like Happy New Year's, it's New Year's, we're gonna make this decade a great one for Win. But I misspelled something.
Oh no.
So I shouted again, saying like oof, I misspelled, I meant this. And then someone said like, like you misspelled, and I was like, yeah, a big oof there. And then someone was like, you just wasted 3 shouts on saying Happy New Year's when everyone got what you meant, even though you misspelled. Why did you waste shouts, you dummy? And then I think I even shouted again, like, I'm sorry.
Oh, I know that
Yeah.
feeling as well. Like you feel the need to like yeah correct yourself
Yeah.
to everyone. God, I've had my
Shout wasting is an art of its own. Yeah, that is a true statement.
yeah, I've had my fair share of chat wasting as well, uh, and that can be taken in multiple ways.
Mm. Sometimes it can be really annoying when people just shout spam, but it's not spamming because there's 40 different people, so it's not spamming at all. But for us looking at the chat, it's like, stop spamming with the shouts.
Okay, and it seems we've gotten some new information from the live audience from another member. Apparently, Shots is not planning to come back until
Mm.
the next update, which could be up to maybe a year later. But in the
According to
end, we
what he
don't.
said in his thread, though,
That's true. We should take
mm,
what Shots himself says with
yeah,
that's what's going to have the highest accuracy. In the end, we don't have any formal information that certainly says about his return or anything like that. So the best way is to
wait and
just
see.
enjoy just enjoy all of his old stuff and don't keep your expectations too high because you might leave yourself disappointed. After all, we don't want to do anything that might put any pressure on him.
Yeah,
We don't want
that's
to do that.
not the best way to go
Yeah,
at it. It's like
yeah.
with Sebelonian. He said like he said that he could um
Okay.
to make a few videos here and there, but like nothing for 3 years. So
Yeah.
even promises can be broken. Like I could say something and then, something could turn up. So
Potentially.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a screenshot. I'll probably
Yeah,
come
he's got a
back once a new update drops, but it's gonna be a while. Just because of that, Salted is gonna like push the entire CT. Like, come on, we gotta get him the rank, and he's not gonna log
Yeah.
on until we get an update. Work faster, or else.
We'll
You know what
get
happened to Jumla?
do a new small patch, and then yep, you have to come back now.
Yeah, 90% of all shouts are egg. Oh
Oh
yeah,
god, the egg shot drives me
the
insane.
egg shout.
Yeah.
I have
I
no clue what that is about. But I
same.
had my share in it because I just ruined the egg meme. Because someone was asking the other day on.
Wait, sorry to cut in. Although I
Mm.
think unless you're adding on to it earlier, but I just let you know that you already mentioned that
Oh
earlier.
yeah,
But
that
yeah,
was
you
before
might have
recording
forgotten.
though.
Oh, before
Yeah,
recording.
yeah,
Okay, my
before
bad. Nah,
recording.
feel free to carry
Yeah.
on.
Anyways, a few days ago, someone shouted like, "Is egg still a meme?" And I
Hmm.
don't even know what egg is all about. So I was like, "No, it's potato now." And it just exploded. Everyone was like mixing eggs and potato. It just became like a huge mess. So it's like I don't know where we left off, but it's potato egg, something mashed egg or egg potato. That's the new meme. No clue why. Uh, but yeah, poteg, poteg. Uh,
Per Pertec. Oh my gosh.
yeah. I should be quiet next time. I thought it would be fun, but I think I just made it worse. Don't
That's
throw
is it
coal on the fire.
is what the podcast is descending into.
Eggs.
We can't be making more memes.
Yeah.
We must delete. We'll save all the memes for when Shots comes back. So when Shots comes back, we'll
Yeah.
have a shit ton of memes all
Yeah.
ready for him. And
Yeah.
sorry for swearing.
Win meme review with
That would be
shots.
fantastic. Yes.
Olinus ruins Wynncraft comedy part 2. Wait, which was part 1? Have I missed something? Dang it. Let's see. Moving a bit back on topic of the new year. Do you have like any resolutions of sorts concerning Wynn? Any like specific plans made?
I guess I haven't made any formal ones, but I think as a general idea, I want to put good effort into taking care of myself, just like mentally and physically, and yeah, get like a good Wynncraft life balance and stuff.
Mm.
Make, make sure I don't do anything rash that I'll regret. How about you?
Win. Yeah. Since I cannot foresee my future, my only like goals are to make sure to keep things going because one day it could be like I could have time to record, another day I could just be like drowning in other things that I have to fix. But my goal is to make sure that I always have time for Wynncraft. Um,
That's a good goal.
and concerning YouTube and Wynncraft, I'm currently working on remaking all of my quest guides. It's gonna be a hassle.
Wait, like right now, like again?
Um, what? Yeah, remaking all of them,
Gosh.
all 100 and well, they're probably up in the 40, 134, but then they added a few new quests, so it should be like 140 something, I
Oh my
think.
gosh. Whoa. How
Um,
come what's gonna be the difference between the new one and the old one?
so many quests have been like remade, especially like
Ah,
Fortune Teller. That one got a whole different puzzle. And then like concerning the Debtless based quests. The whole city was remade. And I've
Ah,
gotten a few questions about like where is the entrance to the Christmas ballroom? Like, I think it's called ball.
yeah, the ballroom.
Yeah.
The ballroom.
For a meaningful holiday. And then I just want to like quality
Yeah,
of
that
life basically improve so they're not as like dragged out because there are some with a few flaws, some videos with a few flaws. Just general tips that I want to add or so.
that makes
Um,
sense.
so just
Yeah.
like improve everything.
Yeah, just a general upgrade at all.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess
yeah.
that does make sense of like the new structures and yeah, changing. Okay, I didn't really think about that much on the on the front of it. I thought I was like, oh, that's a bit odd, but yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Mm,
And I guess as for me, I'll probably be just doing more stuff as per usual.
yeah.
Easy trying to keep on coming up with more ideas each day and stuff.
Yeah, ideas. It's so easy being a quest guider. I can just remake them every few years or so. I remade them 2 years ago or so. Now, the reasons behind that, I could lie and mention some noble reasons or something about quality and better help, but that would be a full lie. My old quest guides, I sounded like a baby. What I do when I make quest guides is that I level up a class beyond the level of the quest, so I can like easily finish the quest. But because it's not about like I'm a level 2 and this is, or let's go for level 30 something. It's if it's a level 30 quest and you're gonna face a boss, you don't want to like die during recording.
Yeah.
Um, so what I usually do is level up a class, and that is already done. Um, and then I'm gonna level up another class to mid level because I can't do like a level 2 quest with a level 85 class. It feels kind of weird. So I just have one more class to make um and prepare. But then I'm ready to go because recording goes fairly easily. For me, I just do it in one go and then I'm done. Apart from editing. Uh, but yeah, that is my goal to fix those. Although that will be a bit of a
Bit of a it'll take a while to do, but it'll be
yeah,
worth it in the end. It'll probably
yeah.
I reckon it must feel really satisfying once you get all of the quests
Mm.
done. That sense of completion. I guess the only disadvantage with that is that when it comes to making new videos, do you ever have times where you just feel like you don't really have much motivation to make one? Because do you find that focusing on like informative stuff puts you at a disadvantage, or what are your thoughts on that?
For me, it's more that I can become a bit stressed about not recording.
Ah,
There was a period during the autumn, or fall, where I, due to school and other stress factors, I didn't upload for 4 months, and the anxiety I got from not uploading, because sometimes it can become a bit of a chore. That sounds horrible because I'm supposed to enjoy the game, but like once you've like gotten the role of being like uh content creator, it feels like if I'm playing on Win, just like playing, it feels like there's always this thought of I could be recording right now. Um, because it feels like I don't know. For me, I have very little free time, or I sometimes do have a lot of free time. It depends very much on work and school and all of that.
uh,
And I don't know. Sometimes I just want, to use my free time as free time, but then I'll, get an anxiety for not for not creating Wynncraft videos because that is I view it as a job, although it's a hobby, but it's like it's
I know
not
what
that
you
don't enjoy it. It sounds like I don't enjoy it. I do enjoy it. It's just that sometimes you're like forcing yourself.
Yeah, sometimes stress can get the better of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of know what you mean as well. Yeah. Sometimes a method I go through is if I want to try and get through one out in just one get. Sometimes I'll try and do a thing where I just sort out a video in maybe sometimes one day, sometimes 1 or 2 days, where I'll spend maybe an hour recording and then like an hour editing, or maybe I'll spend like 2 hours doing a mixture of those two, depending on the nature of the video. And sometimes I don't know if I mean you did mention that you were really tight on free time, so I don't know to what depending on what extent of tightness, maybe that could be something that could help you out. But of course, the only bad thing is that might have the potential of creating more anxiety. I don't know, because it depends on like the nature of it. For example, sometimes because for example, sometimes I've had times where I've been stressed out of the idea of just like this irrational belief of like not having any free time, of like the idea of that, I have to sacrifice all of my free time to do this Wynncraft stuff, even though it's not the case at all.
Yeah.
And I completely forgot what I was going to say, but it'll come back to me in a few seconds.
Like I spend a lot of did you?
I was about to say it, and I was going to, that's what I was going to say. Depending as to whether it's that, or maybe whether it's like worrying about how you're going to get through making that video, that may or may not help out. For example, maybe if you have like half an hour spare each day, then that method might not work out as effectively. So
I usually like, because it sounds like I'm never on Wynncraft. It's just that I'm quite a lot on Wynncraft, I would say, because like every weekday I can be like on for 2 hours or something. But then like during the weekdays when I've been to school and all that, I just force myself to like, you're not gonna worry about recording, because this is like free time now. And then I always record on weekends and edit on weekends.
that's a good idea. Yeah.
Although editing can like sometimes take a bit of time, like last podcast episode.
Oh gosh.
I forgot to save, so it crashed like 4 hours into editing, and I had to restart the editing, and I think I was editing for like 7 hours or something.
Oh my gosh.
I enjoyed it because I was just sitting there listening, chatting with friends at the same time. But it sometimes you upload it at like 4 a.m. I know. I also like upload my Let's Plays at 4 a.m. or something because I sit up. It's because like weekdays, like I'm a very organized person. Like weekdays, it's school and free time or studying. Weekends is like all chores, work, and YouTube. So I fix everything around my house and all of that during the day. Then I record during the afternoon, and then I edit during the evening. But then it drags out to like 2 a.m. or something. It has done that every time.
That's kind of smart.
But then yeah.
Nah, sorry, you can go first. Didn't mean to.
And then I have work the next day, and then there's school again. So yeah, it's all about time management.
Yeah, it can get tricky sometimes, especially when stress kicks in, because then it's just like it's weird because of how the way stress can like slow you down loads, and then it just like makes it much worse. It's a tricky one, but don't you guys worry too much. We're tough cookies. We're getting through it.
Yeah. But I love having like Wynncraft to do, because like it sounds corny, but like it gives you a bit of a purpose. Like
I've had that feeling as well. Yeah,
I'm not like just, I'm gonna say use the word waste here, but I'm not like wasting time playing video games. I'm like, I can use the excuse that I'm, helping the community, and I'm trying to be, trying to.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, you're really doing something that's like really beneficial, because that's a pretty tedious thing to do with like, doing all those quests and stuff, and
yeah.
I really like trying to. I always like the idea of like trying to cope with something new or creative, and it's just like whenever I do sometimes get a bit of stress when I'm not able to do that, but like when I have that moment where I am successful, like I do manage to come up with a new like full video from like one random idea. That's always great, and thankfully we have got a clutch from the live audience because I was on honestly. I was just completely lost. My mind is completely blank right now. But we've got clutch help from the live audience. Plans for Olympics. So I'm sure that all of you are very familiar with the new Mythic Shaman weapon, Olympic. It's it looks like an
No
amazing
clue at
weapon,
all.
but I don't you? Okay, so it's pretty much an air mythic weapon, and you get a shit ton of jump height from it. You can jump up to like 8 blocks in the sky, depending on how good the ID is on it.
Oh,
Uh,
dang. We
and
need that.
and it's also got good walk speed. It looks like it has good damage, but I am not sure how strong of a weapon it
Mm.
actually is. I've never tested it myself, and I'm kind of broke right now, so it's very unlikely that I'd be able to get one anytime soon. But if I did get one, that would be awesome.
It's
But
not
nah, probably
actually.
very unlikely. It'll be a dream we'll never be able to reach. But how? But then I remember you mentioned about that cat you found.
Mm,
That was really lucky. Maybe you could you
mm.
potentially be the one to conquer the Olympics? Although to
I.
be fair,
Mm.
oh sorry,
How much is it worth? This, you know?
I have absolutely no idea. There is
Mm.
one on the market for around 20 stacks or something, if I
Yeah.
recall
Okay.
correctly.
Then I could,
But
if I sell my kata for, which is going for 26 stacks. It's not me setting that price. I asked someone with greater knowledge about that price on my mythic that I'm selling.
smart
Because I,
idea.
I, I know nothing. I should probably also like ask the Mythic Emporium for help with that.
Yeah,
Oh, for you
but
guys who don't know, there's a Discord called the Mythic Emporium, and they're awesome with helping you find, price check mythics and items that you want to sell or something. And you can always get help with selling things and all of that. If I remember, I'm gonna put a link to their Discord down below. But yeah, I was when I got my new mythic today, because I haven't mentioned it in recording yet, but I got a mythic today after running the corrupted slime dungeon. It just dropped as a dungeon reward, which was crazy, and I accidentally picked it up of all the people. And I was like, this rare has a weird color to it, and I was about to throw it out when I hovered over it, and it said like mythic. Wow. I identified it, and it had the worst stats. I thought it had the worst stats, like 2% of the first one, and then minus 6,600 health, and then Smiley Alec, who helped me through all of that, helped me, and he said like re-roll it, dude. I re-rolled it, and it became worse somehow, up to like 7,400 in health. And then I said, it got worse, dude. I need help. And he said, re-roll it again. I know you can afford it. And I re-rolled it for a stack again. And to both of our surprise, uh, it got max health 4,200. There's not many of those. And it's up on the market now. He said it's worth 19 or 18 stacks, but if I'm selling it on the market, he thought that I should overprice it a bit. And he was selling a
oh,
worse
cheeky.
he was selling a worse kata for 23 stacks. So I'm selling it for 25, but then tax, so 26 stacks.
Fair enough, smart idea.
But then
Yeah,
we're then Turbo, buying Olympic, and we make a video about it.
that'd be great.
Mm.
The Wynncraft Olympics. That would be it. Oh, that's just a bad pun. But yeah, what I was going to say about if you ever have any if you have any mythic tier or any valuable items, yeah, definitely get them checked out. And
Mm.
don't be an idiot like me who just traded away it without even thinking.
Yeah.
When I traded my warp for that weapon, I didn't even think. I didn't ask like a single person for advice. I was just like, screw it, just do the trade for the weapon. It's so
Always
dumb.
ask more people, because there are of course
Yeah, well,
scammers like that have told like noobs, like okay, so I'm not mentioning any names, but there's someone who
yeah, you just
bought
gotta.
a mythic from someone who didn't know anything about mythics for just 40 emerald blocks or something, and he sold it off to much higher prices. So
Oh my
always try
gosh.
to ask people for help. Try asking on like an open forum, because then they can always object, like this person is lying to you, and you should always ask someone, but always make sure to like second guess what they're actually saying. Like if they want to buy it, don't trust them. If they don't care, what they say is probably true. That is a good way to go about it.
Yeah. And another small thing to mention that most of you are probably aware of already, but the Winter 2019 is no longer up. It was recently closed in a small patch where it's just a small patch that really surprised me. You may or may not have seen it as well, Linus, but about the Necklace of 1,000 Storms, its rarity was actually changed from legendary to fabled,
It
and
was.
the damages were increased a little bit. So it was a really interesting random change that caught me off guard. I almost feel like the Necklace of 1,000 Storms is a little bit weak for Fabled, but I don't know if that's just me being too fussy or not. If you wanna express your thoughts on that, feel free to let me know. Because if it was up to me, this is definitely not me being a bit biased and just being a bit cheeky. If I could like boost up that walk speed just a little bit to like 25, I feel like that would be good for a
You and
Fabled.
your walk speed. You have already reached max. Like, you can't get more. Get over it. You're not gonna go over 400. Yeah,
Oh gosh.
I never got the Necklace of 1,000 Storms. I think I got it or I think we actually did something when Corcus came out, but I never like saved it, so I don't
Uh,
have one at all. And
uh
I've never like, because there's so you can always get more walk speed. No,
yeah,
you cannot
yeah.
always. When you have reached 400, you can't go above that unless you're an archer or an assassin at this point with speed
Well,
boost. Well, does
yeah.
that even affect? Well, it
So
probably does.
Well, if you just think of the walk speed stat and the speed effect as two separate things that both increase how fast you run,
Okay.
that's how it is. And the
So
speed effect,
speed
there's no cap
assassin
on that,
is
and
the
the only
best.
cap. Oh, sorry, your voice kind of quieted out for a moment. What were you saying?
Um, so speed assassin would be the best because it gets
Yes,
speed 5.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So in terms of the speed cap, so it's not a cap on how fast you can run, it's a cap on the walk speed stat itself. And it is a bit confusing with Wynncraft because the number itself doesn't cap at all. It just it does. It's when you view it with your compass, it doesn't cap. It just goes as high and high and high as you want, but it just stops having an effect on the gameplay from 400 onwards.
Oh.
Part of me feels like it would be better. Actually, no, I was about to talk about something very demonic and cursed that I should not talk about on Wynncraft. Do you have any idea what that might have been?
Not a single clue.
Okay, I was going to talk. I'll spend 10 seconds talking
Yeah.
about it, so I don't curse the community too much. So I was going to talk about in how in Hypixel Skyblock the number actually caps. Yes, I know. It actually
Traitor on
the
this
num
podcast. How dare you? Okay, no.
the number itself actually caps as well as the gameplay impact as well. And part of me feels like it would be better if that was the case in Wynncraft because it would be much more clear to everyone that there really is a 400% speed cap. And it doesn't have to just be like some random guy being like, yeah, there's a speed cap. Yeah, there's a speed cap. Yeah, because that's how it kind of feels like sometimes. But at the same time, it also would be a shame because, of course, part one of the fun things to do is just like getting that number just like ridiculously high, and there are quite a few players who have done that, who have managed to like reach the number really really high. So yeah, it would be a shame to it would be a shame to like exclude future Wynncraft players of that like enjoyment, or maybe it could be a toggleable thing.
Yeah.
To be honest, I do think we're starting. I think we've pretty much gone through the main stuff we were talking about. Do you think there's anything else that you particularly want to talk about in this podcast? I think.
Let's see.
How
Well, we
long?
could use a bit of time just to briefly mention that YY
Of course, why?
beat the most difficult challenge overall.
Yes, the hunted hick. Yeah,
Yeah.
big congratulations to YY for completing that challenge. These are just challenges of pure absolute tediousness that I would
Yeah.
never be willing to go through.
The
And
grind. Oh, I know one
exactly.
more that you should. Okay, so idea. Okay, so the HICH is let's see, it is hardcore, Ironman, craftsman, and hunted.
Yeah.
But so you cannot store things in the bank. You only have one life. You only craft, and people can attack you all the time and kill you. So like, if you die, you're gonna lose so easily, and you're also gonna lose your stuff. But you're gonna also lose the hardcore tag. But one
Exactly.
more
Yeah.
thing, one more idea, just to make it all worse, but just because I want to see why do that, is that they block you from doing quests and mini quests and all of that.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
just the pure grind. Like,
That is
you could also go like really far, say like dungeons would be blocked too, but I feel
yeah.
like that would
That
be just too
that's
horrible.
just too sadistic.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The quests it would kind of suck, but it wouldn't really be
yeah,
that bad because of how
no,
yeah, a lot of the ways of like leveling up really fast
yeah,
through just through like all the like the optimal grind spots and stuff. You can just
yeah.
shoot up your levels, whoosh.
I have my shaman, my private shaman class. It's up in like 85. I've only done one quest, which was Gravedigger with that one. Everything else
Ah,
is pure grind. And no dungeon parties on it either, because I never participate in those. Well, I do, but
understandable.
not always. But yeah, a few dungeon runs solo most times or with a friend. Um, but like it is possible, of course, but it's gonna take time and it's gonna take effort. And if you want to make it worse, because hunted mode gives you plus 50% XP in both gathering and combat XP, um you could do that but reversed, so you have to gain more XP. I don't know. I'm
Oh
just
God.
throwing out ideas just to mess with YY, so he can just, you know, if he's gonna be fast about just doing all of these challenges, just make them worse.
It just gradually.
Yeah,
Oh, is this? Oh my gosh, I'm worried about YY's safety. We're just gonna gradually make him go completely insane. If it was up to me to give him a bonus challenge, I'd make him go as either assassin and archer. And after reaching the max level and doing everything after that, he then has to get a speed build to reach the speed cap. I know that was very predictable, but I just
yeah,
wanted to
yeah. That
throw it
was
out there because
so
I think it would be.
predictable.
I think it'd be awesome to see YY do that. So if you are watching this by any chance, YY, that's a little challenge you can set you. Well, not really a little challenge. That's a bit of an understatement, but it's just an idea out there if you want to do it. If you ever feel lost and extremely bored, then maybe you could set yourself on a new journey.
Yeah. So we have talked once again about a lot of different topics. Uh, And thank you to our live audience for tuning in and also commenting in the audience chat. And
Yeah.
for you guys who don't know or are new to our podcast channel, we have a podcast Discord. Link will be down below where you can, chat with us. You can also get access to the live audience. So if you want to listen to us talk and make fools of ourselves live, where we cannot cut out our mistakes, we have access, or everyone gets access to that when we record. so you can, chat in a specific tab. You can also listen to us live. Other than that, me or Turbo and I's both channels are linked down below, I think, if you
Yeah.
want to check us out. And other than that, I don't think there's much else to say.
I do have one more thing that I want to say before we end, and that is about forums. So we're not really sure how many. One thing that's been on my mind a lot about the Wynncraft podcast is the kind of things that we talk about, and one thing I've been thinking very much about is how a lot of you guys are Wynncrafters, a lot of you are going to be using different social media for Wynncraft. So I think the gameplay experience that someone gets, or the overall experience that a Wynncraft player gets, there's such a big difference between when they do use forums and when they don't use forums. So there might be people who just play Wynncraft and they watch a bit of it on YouTube, or there might be people who are really in the community, they play the game, they're on the Discord and on the forums, and they got loads of friends of it. And so let us know if you have like YouTube, if you sign into your YouTube account and you watch like this podcast, let me know, like let us know, do you use the forums or the Discord or not? Because of course maybe we could tailor the podcast better depending on what sort of people are listening to our podcast. Because for example, what might be interesting for one person might be boring for another, and etc. But yeah, that's pretty much the last thing, and I don't think I think that's it. I
That's
think
it
we've
for this time, and hopefully we won't postpone our next episode too much
hope
next time.
hopefully not. Still slightly in the learning process, but we're getting there.
Yeah,
Eventually, one day the day will come where we're both super good podcasters. We do both hope you really enjoy this, and yeah, guess we'll end it here then.
yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, goodbye.
Bye.